This is a little add-on video about methods because I felt that there were a few things left. I have taught you how to use methods, but not why we should use methods and why they are useful. Additionally, you will learn how to calculate with methods and variables. Let's jump straight into the editor. Methods should be used to simplify your code. Imagine that you want to calculate something and display the sum of that to the console. We can write three variables. So we write int number 1, then int number 2, and the sum will be int. Okay. We should assign some values to those variables. So number 1 is 4. Number 2 is 2. And yeah, sum is empty. Well, and the value of the sum should be number 1 plus number 2. What the program will do is it will add number 1 to number 2 and assign it to the variable sum. So sum now should have the value 6. We can display the value with console write line sum. So let's do that. Console write line sum. And if we hit run now, you can see the value is 6. Now, when you change number 2 to 21, for example, and hit run now, you can see that 25 is displayed. But the thing is, imagine that you want to calculate two numbers often, and in a more complex program, you sometimes need to calculate more complex things. And when you want to change the way you calculate, you have to go through all your calculations and change it. But we have learned about methods. You can just write a method for things like this. Let's go down under the main method. And yes, main is a method as well, but a special one. So under the main method, but inside of the program class, we can write void calculate brackets. Inside the brackets, we can give some variables to the method. So we can write int n1, or you can name it however you want. Let's go with a and b. Or no, let's go with n2 and n1. And curly brackets. And inside this method, you can write and sum equals n1 plus n2. And console write line sum. Now we can use this method by calling it in our main method. So we can write calculate brackets. And inside those brackets, we can insert some numbers like 4 and 2. And it will now take those two numbers. And this number will have the name n1. This number will have the name n2 because it's in this order here. And then it will go into the method, and the method will just take those numbers and do something with them and then print them out. So we can just comment this out, and we have learned that to comment something out, you need to write /* and at the end of the area */. So if we hit run now, we have an error. Okay, if we hit run, we have this error. It just tells us that to use this calculate method, it has to be static because the main is static. So we need to write static here. Oh, sorry, static. we will learn about that later, so you don't need to understand it at the moment. Just ignore it. Yeah. So now we can hit run. And the output is 6. Perfect. And we can have those values saved in a variable as well. So yeah, we can take our variables from above. So now we have our variables here, and now we can insert number 1, number 2. And if you hit run now, you can see 25, because 4 and 21 is 25. And the calculate method can be more complex, of course. You can add more to it. So we can write, for example, here int n3 and string your name. And inside here we can write sum equals sum divided by n3. And to simplify this, you can write sum divided equals n3. So what this means is that sum is divided by n3. So you don't need to write the sum a second time. So this is exactly the same. It's just a shorter way. We can comment it out so you can see it here, but it's the same thing. And now we can say sum equals sum plus n3. And here again, we can do the same. So instead of writing this, you can write sum equals, plus equals n3. And this is exactly the same. And now in console write line, instead of just displaying the sum, you can write a string like this. My name is, then a plus. And with a plus, you can add, for example, variables to the output. So you can write here your name, and this will then write my name as, then add your name variable. Then you can add another string, and the sum is plus sum. Yeah, and what this will do is it will write my name as, then it will add your name string variable, then it will write and the sum as, and then it will add the sum variable at the end. So now to use this, we need to write another number. So let's write 5 here and my name. And if we hit run, my name is Oscar and the sum is 10. And I don't know if it's right, but it should be. So yeah. Cool. And you can see that this line is a lot shorter than writing those calculations every time when you need them. So every time you need to calculate something, you can just write calculate, insert the numbers, and it will print out the thing you want. It saves you a lot of time in the long run. So yeah, it's very good. It's very cool. Just use them. Yeah, that's enough for this lesson. In the next lesson, we will set up Unity. I hope I could help you understanding methods. If you have any questions or feedback, leave a comment. If you like my content, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. Thank you for watching and see you soon.